Hello, my fourth grade scientists. Before I talk about today's assignment for science, I wanted to go over yesterday's Bill Nye video. I really hope that you enjoyed watching Bill Nye. I loved watching him when I was younger. So yesterday, you guys did a fill in the blank activity over Bill Nye. So number one just said magnetism is blank. Magnetism is invisible. You can't actually see it happening. Number two says the Earth itself is a giant magnet. Okay, this is how compasses, which answers the number 3, is able to show us where we are going. It moves based off of the magnetic force in the world. The number 4 was the 3 things that magnets work for, and magnets work for iron, nickel, and cobalt. So those are the 3 things that magnets stick or attract to. Number 5 says the Earth's magnetic field extends way out into space, so it goes beyond just planet Earth, but it goes way out into space as well. With magnet, it repels, so when it likes something, when they're the same, so if you have 2 south poles, that's when it repels, so it moves away. And then when you have opposites, so you have a north pole and a south pole, that's when it attracts and it comes together and sticks in, so it attracts. And like I just said, each magnet has a north pole and a south pole. Earth is a giant magnet because its core is mostly iron and nickel. So our core of our Earth, so deep underground, is made up of that iron and the nickel. So those are 2 of the things that magnets are attracted to, which is why compasses work and we have a magnetic force. Number 9, electrons are the tiny particles that spin around the outside of the atom. So that's what's going on outside to make things kind of pull in when you're doing that. When electrons are moving, we call that electricity. So when you think of rubbing a balloon on top of your head and then you pull it up and then your hair begins to stick, when you are rubbing, you're kind of getting those particles around to create it. Compasses always point north, that's where it starts, and then as you're moving, then it adjusts, so it starts pointing north, always points north. The sun's magnetic field causes sunspots. On Jupiter, the magnetic field is 20,000 times stronger than Earth. So if we could live on Jupiter, it would be way stronger there than it is here. So it would have more of an attraction, especially to those things. And then the last one was some animals use the magnetic field to find their way, which is really interesting. That's kind of just another adaptation that we learned about in our first unit that they have. So I hope you enjoyed Bill Nye, and I hope you were able to answer those questions correctly. I wish we were able to do more hands-on magnetic things, but since we're doing it virtually, we're kind of trying to learn in a digital world. So now I'm going to talk about what you are going to do today. So for science today, we're still going to be focusing on how we can explain that the force that a magnet exerts on an object is affected by its distance. I bet you saw some of that in the Bill Nye yesterday, and then also how we explain the strength of a magnet's force that's affected by its distance from an object. So our goal today, when you are watching this video, you are going to learn about forces. You are going to learn that forces can be applied at a distance through magnetism and static electricity. The closer magnets are, the stronger the force. Magnets can push or pull other magnets depending on the poles. Electromagnets can be turned on and off with electricity, and then static electricity can push or pull things without touching them. So you'll get to see some really cool things in our Generation Science video today. And then after the video, you are just going to answer these 7 questions. When you are done with these 7 questions, you are going to post them to Seesaw. That way I can see all of your learning from today. Have a good Thursday, scientists, and good luck.